Hey, what's up guys? So we are going to be doing a deck profile for the Karakuri Geargia that I've been playing recently. Yesterday I went undefeated with it. But yeah, it's a pretty good deck. It recently did top. I kind of went off of Robert Boyajian's build and then kind of changed, some choices. But yeah, it's a pretty good deck, and be expected to play against this deck recently because it did top. I looked at the build that the guy topped with, and I was a little confused because he was playing Fiendish Shame plus Gores, and to me that's just not the best optimization of a deck, but hey, it worked out for him, so congrats to him. But yeah, I just don't like Fiendish Chain plus Gores in a deck, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me on that. But yeah, that said, let's get started with the deck profile. So we got triple Geargia Accelerator, double MK2s, triple Armor, triple Arsenal, double Birdman, Gores, and then we play 1 248 Karakuri and 2 of the Karakuri dogs, and then we play Grand Mole. I love this card. And then that's pretty much it for the monster lineup. These are considered traps to me. So anyways, we got Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Mind Control. I feel like this card is amazing because you got a lot of tuners in here. Reborn, triple Space Typhoon because you can OTK a lot. And the thing is, the play at the top was playing Lance, and I think Lance is pretty good, but if you get your Karakuri bottomless, like this guy over here, you still get his effect, because whenever he's synchro summoned, he gets the effect. There's not like a priority effect, he gets his effect as soon as he's summoned. So yeah, that said, and on top of that, usually I'd rather hit like a warning, because if they still warning Karakuri, then you're still, sometimes you usually use like 2 cards to make him, even though you sometimes get 1 card for free anyways. Yeah, that said, I don't think Lance is that necessary in the deck, but yeah, I'll be doing some more testing with it. I kind of just threw this deck together and then kind of just tried it out, and it works pretty well because a lot of you guys have been asking for the deck profile on this, and I'm still kind of testing the deck out. But that said, yeah, I got Avarice because you can go through monsters really quick. I mean, every turn you get a searcher monster with this guy, and then you can go this guy into this guy, and then add more cards. It's really good. And then double Bottomless, double Compulse, double Deep Prison, double Mirror Force. I'm not playing Torrential Tribute because I don't like to Torrential Tribute when I have my Geargia armor on board. If they get a bigger monster, who cares? I'm just gonna search out another card. But yeah, you could opt to play it. Like now that I'm looking back at it, I might drop these for Torrentials because I think Torrential's a much better card. But sometimes you just want to protect your monsters because a lot of times I'll end up going for a big push and making a Stardust, and then if I have Mirror Force, I'd rather have Mirror Force than Torrential when I have a Stardust Dragon out. But yeah, and then I played the Solemn Brigade, 1 Starlight Road, and then Maxi, and then Valor. I just play 1 of each just because I like the Deep Prison because of Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds wreck this deck. I would say Dark Worlds are the deck that really has an easier matchup against this, because if they flip up a skill drain, it's like good luck. Yeah, it really hurts, but that's why there's triple Space Typhoon there, and that's why I'm only playing 1 Maxi, 1 Valor. I really feel like that's the worst matchup for this deck, but yeah, let's go into the extra deck. So I'm playing Catastor, Black Rose, double Beret, 1 Burrito here, Scrap Dragon, Stardust Dragon, and then Geargia X over here. And then Symphony de Jin is also a pretty decent card because sometimes if there's a big monster on the board, you don't want to use too many cards to get over it. And when you can add a Geargia for free and then just go for this and Book of Moon and something, it works out pretty well. Because all your stuff is pretty much like Earth anyway. So I've seen a few people make Catastor against it, which was interesting. Yeah. I still have not lost with this deck, but yeah, usually what happened was people would just quit once they realized that I had the combo because, yeah, I don't blame them because the combo, you just sit there and you're like, oh, I'm going to lose. Unless they had Gores, then, yeah, then they obviously would stay. But yeah, as far as the extra deck, Shockmaster is available to make really easily. But generally what you're going to have is on the field you're going to have out this, and then you just OTK. But yeah, let me show you guys just a few of the combos I would say with the deck. When I was playing with the deck earlier, I realized I did something that you couldn't do, but it didn't matter because I could still get off the OTK anyways. But what I was doing was I was using the Karakuri 248 to select a monster and change its battle position. Apparently you can't put the monster face down. I saw other people doing that, and I was like, oh, I guess you can do that, but I guess you can't. That's not changing the position. So you can only move cards to attack position or defense position. So my bad on that, but anyways, it doesn't really matter because I could reset Geargia armor anyways. So that said, let me show you the standard combo. Okay, so all you need is you'll want to have Birdman, and then you'll have to have a Geargia armor. So usually you'll have so much protection that if you set a first turn armor, or you can actually have a first turn arsenal, because arsenal can go into armor anyways. So yeah, all you need to do is have these 2 cards, and you can pump Birdman up to 3 just so you can OTK more often if you'd like to do that. But yeah, all you do is you have Geargia armor face down, and then you flip Geargia armor to search for an accelerator, and then you special summon accelerator. So on the field you'll have Geargia armor and Geargia accelerator in defense position, and then you special summon Birdman by returning accelerator to your hand, and then now you can just special summon accelerator again, because you can special summon it as long as you control a face up Geargia monster. So just bam, special summon this back in defense, and then you go accelerator plus Birdman, and Birdman will get banished because it was special summon, and then you make a beret. Now, what you can do with Beret here is activate Beret's effect, and you could go for the dog, or you can go for Nespachi here. But what you want to do is, before you go for that, is you want to flip Geargia armor face down, and then go for the synchro of Beret, and then Beret will bring out Nespachi, and then you can flip the Geargia armor and then search out again. So what I was doing is I used to go Nespachi, flip down the Geargia armor, and then used Beret's effect to flip it back face up. But you can't do that, I guess. But you can still get off the combo if you guys get what I'm saying, because Geargia armor has the effect he can flip himself face down, and then you just use Nespachi's effect to flip him back face up, and then you get your other search out of accelerator. And then you can now special summon accelerator, because it's in your hand now, because you control the Geargia armor. And then so you go Geargia accelerator plus the 248, and then you make another Beret. Well, and then what you can do with the Beret here is activate his effect again, and then you can special summon the dog. And then you can go with the dog, and then you can go with Geargia armor, and that would make it level 8. And if you make Scrap Dragon, this is exactly 8,000 points of damage. So you know, you can just set something, pop it with Scrap Dragon's effect, and then you can go for the OTK. If they have multiple back row, you might want to make Stardust Dragon, depending on what your hand is and what back row you have. If you have Solemn Judgment down, maybe just make Scrap Dragon, because you can get out an OTK. But yeah, that's like the basic combo. You can also opt to go for Beret. Sometimes I've seen people make Beret instead of, or I'm sorry, Burrito instead of Beret, and then they special summon, the Karakuri defense, and then they move it, and then you get to draw a card every time the battle position has changed of a Karakuri monster, and you get to draw a card. So, I think it's pretty good, but I just feel like, you can get the OTK. That's like the most simple OTK, and that's like how the deck kind of sets up. Also, you could just sit there with hand advantage, and that's what the deck really excels at. As far as what the deck is bad at, I'd say, like, Thunder King hurts the deck to an extent. I mean, you still have this guy, which is a 1900 defender. Where did that other Karakuri go? Oh, well, there's another Karakuri here. I'll put him back in here. Because this Karakuri right here, where is he? He's hiding. He's on the next page. Nope. It's the 248. Okay, there we go. That guy. But yeah, I don't like drawing the Karakuris, especially the dog. The problem is I really hate drawing the dog. Drawing this card's not bad, because at least you can go Geargia armor, you can flip it, and then Geargia armor flip himself face down, then you flip it again, and then you can go off from there. But yeah, that said, you cannot use this guy's effect to flip monsters face down. I didn't know that, unfortunately. But yeah, you can still get off the combo. It doesn't really matter. All the OTKs that I did essentially were still. I could have still done it essentially, but yeah, you just have to flip Geargia armor face down, and then you go for the synchro Beret, and then this guy over here will flip the Geargia armor back face up. So it doesn't really matter anyways. But yeah, the problem with the deck is Thunder King can hurt it just a little bit, because it's all about the exceeding in here. Although you can get over Thunder King sometimes if you have enough Geargas. You can just pump this card up, because it gains attack from itself. So you can point for point Thunder King, or if you have more Geargia arsenals. And the thing with the Geargia arsenals is, like, you don't go that minus if you just special summon it and you don't exceed, because you can just add a Geargia once it's sent from the field to the graveyard. But keep in mind, his effect is a you can target, so if you do synchro with him, he will miss the timing. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, this deck would be insane. But yeah, this is the deck profile, because a lot of you guys have been requesting it, and I really just made it yesterday, and undefeated so far with it. So let's see how long we go on a winning streak with the deck. It's a pretty good deck too. I just feel like the matchup against Dark Worlds, it's pretty awful. But yeah, if you are going to copy the guy's deck that did take first place, I would recommend taking out Gores or taking out Fiendish Chain because those cards don't really combo well with each other. That's another reason why I just didn't like Fiendish Chain. I guess unless you want to play like Zephyros or something, I don't know. That's just like one problem I saw with the guy that got first place. But I mean, congrats to him. I mean, it apparently worked out for him. But yeah, this is the deck profile, and the deck can OTK. I mean, that's the only combo I really know of. I'm trying to learn the deck a little bit more because I think it is a pretty good deck, and I want to learn kind of how to beat the deck. And I'll upload a video on how to beat the deck once I really see how the deck like loses and why it loses. But I haven't lost yet, so can't say anything about losing. But yeah, I like the Mirror Force in here over Torrential, kind of. But I can see how Torrential is just overall better card in my opinion. But yeah. I decided to play the Deep Prisons again because of Dark Worlds because I really feel like it's a losing matchup going into like Game 2 against Dark Worlds because Deck Devastation Virus equals, oh, you have Gores. That's really about the only monster that you'll have because everything else is 15. I think it's 1500 or lower. What is it? Is it Deck Devastation Virus? Is there no? Okay, yeah, Deck Devastation Virus. How is it spelled? Oh. DEVA, okay. Anyways, can't spell. But anyways, yeah, it's 1500 or less. So, as you can see, all the monsters here, with the exception of Gores, would be hit. And so basically it's like, you can't have monsters. Let me roll tribute for multiple turns, basically. That's the real reason why I would say that it has a bad matchup against Dark Worlds, especially in the side deck. Because Dark Worlds do side deck Devastation, and some even main it. So be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for this deck, and I will help you guys understand how to beat this deck once I play the deck more and actually lose. But I think I just had the heart of the cards. But yeah, again, I tried to upload the best games, but a lot of the times when I went for Geargia Armor and then I searched out the Arsenal, once I special summoned that Birdman, people would just quit. And I don't blame them for that because, yeah, I mean, it's like Shark Magician. It is like one of those decks where it is pretty explosive. But again, the problem is if you draw, especially if you draw all three Karakuris, I see that being kind of a problem because you can't special summon from the hand. It's not like Zen Mighty where it's like, oh, it's cool, just special summon it from like your hand or in your deck. But yeah, that is one fault I see with the deck. Also, drawing this card, in my opinion, I don't know any combos with this. If you guys know how to use Watchdog a little bit better, like if you draw it, let me know because I have no idea what you do with it. I mean, he's got 1800 defense, which isn't bad. And then I know while it's in face-up attack position, it can't be destroyed, but when it's selected as an attack target, it goes to defense. So, yeah, I don't really see him being too good when you draw him. But maybe you guys can figure out some combos with it. Or if you guys have any suggestions for my deck, let me know because I do want to play this deck just a little bit more to test it out and see what works and what causes the deck to lose, essentially. But thanks for watching, guys. Age9's White Dragon, signing out.